Hi, my name is Jerod Knox, and I've been working in Antarctica since 2011. That has been 5 summer seasons and 1 winter season. And for the winter season, I summer wintered, which means you stay there for 12 months, which is a long time to be in any one place. But it was pretty interesting. I heard you guys are studying Antarctica, and specifically McMurdo Station, which is where I work. And so I thought I'd look through your book and answer some questions. So this is a big overview of McMurdo. These buildings are all dorm buildings. Farther in the back you have the galley. The rest of it is a lot of logistics and science stuff. Up here in the front is a cargo ship. This looks like it was during ship offload, which happens in January or February, when we get a bunch of shipping containers full of stuff offloaded, and then we send all our garbage out on the ship. Oh, that was way too many pages. So this is some more logistic stuff. This looks like a C-130. The U.S. Antarctic program uses LC-130s, which land on skis, but this one looks like it might be the New Zealand C-130. And it looks like they're doing a medevac. There's an ambulance there, so that's always exciting. This is the Nathaniel B. Palmer, which is one of the research vessels that the United States Antarctic Program operates. I've never sailed on that boat, but I have been on it for a tour. It's pretty impressive, little icebreaker. They go around doing sonar work and mapping the seafloor and doing biology and such, netting up small animals, that sort of thing. This right here is the real workhorse. This is a C-17. I've flown in and out of Antarctica on this plane too many times to remember now. It's very loud inside, it's very cold at the back, and it's very hot at the front. So try to get a seat in the middle. Here we are looking at some science stuff. They're talking about the balloon project. It's called the Long Duration Balloon Project, and basically they launch really big balloons with scientific payloads on them, and they launch them into what they hope to be a circumpolar wind pattern. Basically it goes up and it circles the pole for a few weeks, and then they can't really decide where it goes, but they can decide when to put it back on the ground. So at some point they let the helium out, and it settles back into the ground, and then they fly out with a small plane and collect the data that they've got. Penguins. Everybody loves penguins. These are emperor penguins, which I've had the luck to see on numerous occasions. Mostly when I've seen them, it's when they come out of the water to molt at the end of the summer. So they kind of lose all their feathers and grow new feathers. And basically they look really grumpy for a few weeks while they sit out in the wind, because they can't go jump in the water and go fishing because they're not waterproof while they're molting. These are more penguins. I don't know what kind of penguins these are. We don't really have these guys around McMurdo, but that guy looks like he's hanging out on an egg. That's good news. These are krill. Krill are important, as the book says. We don't eat krill, but we eat things that eat krill. It's another good shot of McMurdo. This is Observation Hill, which is an important landmark right outside of McMurdo. You can see it takes about 15 minutes to walk to the top. I tried to run to the top of it this last season in a race called the Ob Hill Uphill. It turns out running uphill is terrible, but that's okay. This is a picture of the fire dispatch office. Basically the fire dispatcher mans the phones at the firehouse, and if there's any emergencies, medical, fire, any sort of thing, they call the firehouse, and the firehouse sends the firefighters out. This is a picture of the population at McMurdo. This picture makes us look crazy, and it is very accurate. There's a lot of strange people down there. Some phenomenal people, though. It's an amazing place to work, and I feel really blessed to have been able to go down there so many times. What got me into Antarctica initially was the history, the exploration. Roald Amundsen, Robert Falcon Scott, Ernest Shackleton, the stories of those men and the things they did in the name of discovery really sink in with me. And so I spent like 10 years reading about people going off into the ice and it inspired me to pick up and go give it a shot myself. And once I got down there, I realized that I like living in a dorm and having somebody make food for me. So it's not as hard as it used to be, but it is still a pretty crazy place. It does get very cold. In the middle of my winter, we had temperatures about -50. And that's not wind chill, that's just the temperature, -50. Been out in wind chill below a -100, and it just feels like you're dying, and you just want to get inside and then take a shower. But it's a very interesting place, and I hope you guys learn a lot about it. And remember, when you're finished with this book, there's lots of other books, so get on the Googles, go find some books.